Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Maytag Dryer Adjustable Dryer Cycling Thermostat. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the instructions, 2 jumper wires, 2 wire nuts, and the Adjustable Dryer Cycling Thermostat. The Adjustable Dryer Cycling Thermostat is what keeps the dryer cycling at a certain temperature. The main reason to be changing it out is if it's shorted out and the dryer's not heating. In order to get to the part, we have to open up the dryer. First thing we're going to do is use our Phillips screwdriver and remove the 4 screws that hold the door and the front panel on. The screws on this side hold the door in, so once we get these off, we'll lift the door out and set it aside. Now that you have the screws out, we can lift the hinges out. You have to lift up a little bit and then pull out. Then we can set the door aside. On this side, we have to take out the screws and the hole covers. Once we get them out, you can just set them aside. To get the front panel off, all you have to do is grab on each side and carefully pull it out so the clips release, and then you can lift it off the little retaining brackets on the bottom. Once you have it off, you can set it aside. Now that we have the front panel off, we have access to the part. It's located underneath the drum on the right side of the dryer. The cycling thermostat on our dryer is located right here on the blower housing. On your dryer, it may be located in a different spot. As you can tell by the instruction sheet, this particular thermostat replaces a lot of different ones. So they're all changed out the same way, but you may have to access yours in a different spot on the dryer. First thing we're going to do is remove the wires. We're going to use a small screwdriver to help pop them off if they're tight. And it doesn't matter which wire goes where on this one, so we're just going to take them off. Once you have the wires off, we're going to use a 1/4 inch nut driver to take out the screws that hold it in. Here's the old cycling thermostat next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. Now you do have to look at this thermostat listing right here to look for the original numbers that is on the thermostat, so you can match it up and set it to the correct temperature. There's 5 settings, A, B, C, D, and E, and ranging from 135 to 155. You may, as in our case, run across a number that doesn't actually come up on the list, and you may actually have to go by the temperature, which is this L number right down here, L160. In this case, they replaced a 160 degree thermostat with a 155 degree thermostat, which isn't that big of a deal as long as you're going down in temperature. So if you have one that you have to go on temperature, whatever you do, make sure you go with the lower setting. Don't go higher because it may cause a fire or cause the dryer not to cycle right. Also, when you're looking at the list, you also have to look at whether or not your terminals need to be changed. It'll tell you yes or no whether you're going to use the jumper wires or not. The other way you can tell is just look at the thermostat and make sure they're the same size. If your old thermostat had 3/16 terminals on it, then you're going to have to cut the wires off in the dryer and use the jumper wires to connect the thermostat. We're going to take a small screwdriver and you're going to have to turn this and over to the E. Once you have it set on the correct temperature, we can put it in the dryer. If you have to change the terminals on the wiring harness because the old ones are smaller, what you have to do is grab a wire cutters and just cut it off right here and then strip about 1/4 inch off. Once you have it stripped out, what you have to do is get the wires together with the wire nut and tighten it down so you get a good connection, and then you use the new terminal to plug onto the thermostat. Ours don't need to be changed, so we're not going to cut it off. To put the cycling thermostat back in, we're going to line it up so we can put the bottom screw in and make sure the thermostat goes into the hole. Then you can tighten the first screw down. Then we can put the second one in. Alright, now that you have the thermostat mounted, we can reconnect the wires. Remember, it's just a thermostat, so it doesn't matter which wire goes on where. All you have to do is push them on so they lock in place. Now that we have the cycling thermostat installed, we can put the dryer back together. The front panel goes back on by setting it on the two brackets at the bottom that you lifted off of earlier. And then you can rotate it up and snap it in place, making sure that these little clips go into the holes in the frame. Now we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put the screws back in that hold the hole covers on. Now we can put the door back on. To put the door back on, all we have to do is line up the hinges so these little tabs go in their slots. And push it in. Make sure you get both the top and the bottom one in. Once you have them both in, we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in. Now we can close the dryer door, plug it back in, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.